Russia and China kicked off a week of joint war games at a time when the two countries are growing closer over their tensions with the U.S., a common enemy. The exercises are based in eastern Russia and feature 140 aircraft, 60 warships, and more than 50,000 troops. Back in China, Taiwan took a major step in defending its sovereignty by shooting down a Chinese drone near this island that's just off the coast of China. Beijing has been edging closer to invading that island nation. Now we're joined by Gordon Chang, and he fears a war could break out in a matter of days. He's the author of The Great U.S.-China Tech War and the Coming Collapse of China. And Gordon, thanks very much for joining us. I want to start with the Chinese drone that Taiwanese troops shot down. They say, the Chinese, Red Chinese say it's a civil drone, not a military drone. Do you buy that? Or is this a straight-up intimidation of Taiwan by China?
This is straight-up intimidation by China. You know, they sometimes try to be sneaky, and I think sometimes they try to be too clever. But clearly, you know, if this were just civilian hobbyists, which the Global Times former editor said, you know, then it means that Chinese citizens are freelancing Beijing's foreign policy. And it also means that President Biden has no need to speak to Xi Jinping because obviously he's not making policy. So, you know, this is just silly on the part of Beijing, and it doesn't really help them.
All right, two things to note here. Xi Jinping, and you could fill us in on this, Gordon, faces an election. I don't know if you call it an election, but he's going before the governing body, an unprecedented third term as the leader of China. That's coming up in just a little while. And then in mid-November, President Biden will go to Bali for the G20 and meet not only with Xi Jinping, well, they'll be there anyway in the same city, but Vladimir Putin as well. So let me ask you this about the leader Xi. Is he trying to start a war with Taiwan by provoking a military response with this drone forays and shooting missiles over the very island of Taiwan?
It looks that way, Mike, because remember, you had those drones. This is 4 straight days now. Now, this last day was really provocative because the drone was loitering in Taiwan's airspace even after the firing of warning flares. So, you know, they if they wanted not to start a war, they just would have withdrawn the drone right away. But they were asking for it. And so Taiwan called their bluff and shot it down. That is a real indication on the part of Beijing that they want a crisis. And so, therefore, they're going to get a crisis one way or another. And, it doesn't necessarily have to be Taiwan. It could be India, Japan, the Philippines, Australia, the United States. Yeah. This is a militant regime that wants to kill.
You know, much has been made of the Chinese economic ties with the United States. But there's an issue that just came up, and that is semiconductor chips. Obviously, the United States gets a lot of them from China. The Biden administration is trying to get away from that. So I want to ask you about a story that just popped over the last couple of hours. The U.S. government ordering chip maker NVIDIA to stop selling semiconductors to the Chinese because of the military applications of those semiconductors. How do you see that playing out in terms of potential broader conflict between the U.S. and China with the economic issues and the military issues so closely tied together?
Well, we're trying to de-link from China. This should have been done a long time ago. It should have been done in the Trump administration. But, you know, Biden has been dragging his feet on these things. But eventually, we are going to see a decoupling of the United States and China for a number of reasons, and many of them are just economic. But we also know throughout history that when countries de-link, even though they maintain high levels of trade like China and the U.S., when they start to see the trade decline and the investment links decline, then the threshold of risk goes down. And that means that I think that we could really see some real problems when you look at the patterns of history.
Yeah, the conventional wisdom would hold that close economic ties would lessen the chance of conflict. Okay, Gordon Chang, great to see you as always. Appreciate your expertise.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.